Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching Sunrise at Sea, and it's time for our views. And today's topic is going to be absolutely juicy. We're going to be discussing best friends. Now, having good friends can be really good for your health. And also just good for your general vibe and mood, because best friends can help you celebrate good times in your life, and they're definitely the support system you need when you're going through some bad times. So best friends also provide companionship when you're lonely, and just feeling alone. They are like your conscious, a person who you go to get, honest opinions and advice on whatever the situation may be. With me on discussing this panel on our views is, as usual, the ladies as usual, Sandra Cope and Shivana Uma. Hello, ladies.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi,
best friend.
Hi, best friend. So now, why I'm bringing up this conversation today is because I found a very interesting story on the internet yesterday. And it's about an actress, and she's called Ginnifer Godwin. You may know her from this drama series, Why Women Kill. I know we have watched this one. Yes?
We have.
So she's the one who plays the character Betty Ann. She's called Ginnifer Godwin, and she has a best friend who she loves very dearly. So she offered her husband's sperm. Her husband is also an actor, and he's called Josh Dallas. So she offered her husband's sperm to her best friend so that her best friend can experience the joy of motherhood as well. The best friend has no children and has no partner as well. So she wanted the husband to
When you say sperm,
to donate.
is it like the sperm is collected, or is
Yes,
it actual sexual intercourse?
artificial insemination. Yes, so her husband can artificially, they can harvest his sperm and then artificially inseminate her best friend. So today I want to ask the question: how far would you go for your best friend? What sacrifices are you willing to make for your best friend? But before you go into that, think about it, ladies. I want to define what a best friend is. Well, the definition of a best friend by the dictionary is a person who you value above other friends in your life, somebody you have fun with, somebody you trust with your life, and somebody in whom you confide in. So, ladies, how far would you go for your best friend?
I think for me, if because this lady's best friend is a woman, right? And because she wants the husband to harvest this, I think that's going a little bit far. But speaking for myself, yes, my best friend is a guy. So if him and his significant other wanted to have children and they could not, I would carry their child for them.
You would.
I would do it for him. Absolutely.
What about you, Shivan? And by the way, follow up on the story with Ginnifer Godwin and her husband, Josh Dallas. The husband refused. He said it will cause complications. And I see how it could cause complications. Because that means her best friend would have access to her husband whenever. Because then the lines have been, the boundaries of her marriage and her relationship with her best friend has completely been erased, because now this is the father of her best friend's child as well. And for her, she went on to defend it and be like, no, but he's already in your life, so he will also be in the child's life just as much.
I do not think I would, as much as I love my best friend, because my best friend is actually a girl, I do not think I would do that. Why? Because I actually treasure our friendship. You see, most cases we make these decisions, especially for the women, with our emotions. We are thinking in the moment, we are not thinking after. So after you have given the sperm to your friend to be able to to conceive, and then what next? Like, don't you think that is actually going to put your friendship into jeopardy? So I would not do such a thing, because I'm very keen when it comes to the boundaries. You're my best friend, this is my man we are talking about, and this is his sperm, which literally means that will be his baby. So not to complicate things and avoid such complications, I don't think I would be caught dead in such a situation.
You know what I would do? I would offer to carry your child, but not have my husband
Exactly.
impregnate you
Right?
in any
That's
type of
what
way.
I think, because for me, I would let them harvest her egg and have it in me, then carry the child if she could not carry the child.
Yes.
But I would not give them my egg You understand? Because then they are their bloodlines.
Yes.
You get, just like that woman's fears, like it would even change our relationship, because it's very different when you share children with someone.
That's true. It's a
understand?
totally
Yeah.
different conversation and arrangement altogether.
Yeah.
And another example of best friends who have, gone, moved the world for each other, Selena Gomez and her best friend, that is Francia Reiser. Francia Reiser. Selena Gomez was diagnosed with a kidney problem, and her kidney started to fail, and she needed a kidney transplant. So her best friend donated a kidney to her. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Siobhan's face. You people need to see Siobhan's face right now. Would you do that? But do you girls even have best friends? Let's start there.
I would. Yes, I do. I would.
A funny thing when I was putting this topic together for the show, I asked Kathy, and Kathy is our head video editor, and I asked her, "Do you have a best friend?" She's like, That is
too complicated.
No, she's like, I don't want that kind of commitment. I'm not ready for that kind of commitment. And to think about it, having a best friend is equally as big of a commitment as having like a life partner or being in a marriage, because
Definitely.
best friends are going to expect you to be there for them through thick and thin, even when you're not feeling up to it. And by the way, your best friend can have untondo. Best friends can be jealous. Like, they are selfish. They want you to themselves. They are so clingy.
Like, why are you talking to her? You're just supposed to be hanging out with me. Like, what are you
I think
doing?
it's different when you have a guy best friend. I think that happens between ladies. But with a guy best friend, it's quite different.
Really?
I don't think
it's
it's
quite
any different.
Well, a study has found that women are more likely than men to report having a best friend. And the study that was published by the journal Adaptive Human Behavior and Physiology involved 260 participants, mainly based in Europe or North America. And their ages ranged between 18 to 80 years old, with an average of people that were 31 years old. And another study found that only 85% of men reported having a best friend versus 98% of women who have best friends. It is also reported that a vast majority of people in the world have at least, that is 6 out of 10 people have best friends. I don't know if I could use the word best friends. I have people that I absolutely adore, but my situation with people is not as close, as it used to be. And I have used this term on the show before, where I have a strategic, strategic
Tactful association.
tactful associations. That is how I choose to now move my life, because having a best friend sometimes can put you in a situation where now their burdens and problems are starting to weigh down on you. And I don't want to be carrying anybody else's problems. Just like Kathy said, it's a big commitment to have a best friend.
So that means also, even when you're probably looking out for a best friend, or if you're probably having someone that you call a best friend, they should probably deserve that title. Like, I'll give an example of myself. My best friend, I studied with her right from primary school, went to the same university, we parted ways, we still came back. Like, it's more, it has actually moved from being a best friend, and she has now become like a sister. Like, she knows my family, I know her family. She knows that I'm a very emotional person and I love the attention, and she understands that and she's ready to give it. It would be totally different if she didn't understand my personality. But the mere fact that she understands my personality and she's willing to cope and live with it and even make me happy, that makes the friendship beautiful. It's different when probably you're two different people and one of you is not willing probably to understand or take the extra mile to understand, okay, I'm their best friend. What kind of person are they? What do they want?
Yes.
I think it's important that we go to the extra mile to understand the people that we call our best friends or even our friends, so that we are both actually not being like parasites, but we know we are living in a very healthy friendship and relationship.
One thing I did realize is that just because you have a best friend does not mean that they have to suffer for you. People are not here to suffer, okay? And just because you have a problem does not mean that I have to drop whatever I'm doing to come and see you, because I also have my problems. I cannot drop mine just to come for yours. So me and my friends have come to a place where we have a cordial but loving understanding of each other. Right now, I can literally say to my friends, babe, I need time off. I need a break.
Yeah.
And it will go on for even 3-4 months without me speaking to her. Yes. But then when I need, I'm like, listen, this is what happened. Okay, come over, let's talk about it. This is what happened. This is how I got through it. And you know, we go on through life, and where my friends can help, they help. Where I can help, they help. There isn't that feeling of entitlement that you must be here for me. That's what I understood with my friends. One of my very good friends, I love her to the moon and back. She went to the United States and she's been studying and living there. I think she's now planning on, you know, permanently staying there. We can go even 6 months without talking to each other, but she watches the show. I love you, boo. You know who you are. Sandra, she's also called Sandra. Like, she watches the show every day. She's like my cheerleader from the sides, but we understand each other. We have that mutual understanding that you don't have to be here for me when I'm going through, you know, the most, but doesn't mean I don't love you or think about you. And it also, studies did show that men and women's relationships with their friends are absolutely different. And female friendships are a lot more fragile than male friendships.
Exactly, I agree.
That's true.
Because female relationships are, or friendships are based on emotion and intimacy. So it's like, if you're out of sight, we have fallen out. We have a problem, and that is why a number of friendships amongst females do not last long, because we are more about intimacy, about having you around us all the time. So if you're not hovering around me, you're not my best friend. That's why I say that best friends just are very selfish with you. I've had also other friends who have fallen out with their best friends because their best friends got absolutely jealous when they got into another relationship, like got into a relationship with a partner and even got married. That is why you see you lose your friends after you get married.
I think that's just being
People say
toxic.
that, and I feel that a true friendship between best friends, so to speak, you get to know each other, and it's like when you see each other or when you talk, you just pick up right from where you left off. There's no like elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And this person knows you so well. Like whenever I call my best friend,
Yes.
and nothing, I never make major decisions in my life without consulting him.
Yes.
Not as consulting, but you know,
Informing
because
you.
because he knows me so well. So
Yeah.
whenever I call, it's like, okay, so you need to move some furniture around in your head. I'm like, yes, I'm remodeling. So, you know, tell me what you think.
Exactly.
And it's very candid. I think those kinds of friendships where you're very candid with each other and you can call each other out, on BS or anything,
Yes,
actually
yes.
very healthy.
True.
Very,
Absolutely. So reasons to have a best friend is very important. Don't be like me. It's important to have a best friend. Number one, unconditional love. You have support. It helps you release stress. For comfort, it boosts your self-esteem. Your bestie is that one person who will always cheer on even your kavuyo and your nonsense. She's like, yes, let's do it. He broke your heart. Let's go and burn his house down. I'm not saying you should do that, but best friends are good for your self-esteem.
gosh.
Honest opinions, loyalty, and growth. And you should choose your friends very wisely. Choose people who are honest. Choose people who will understand your weird quirks, your weird habits, and just your randomness. People who will stand by you in tough times is very important. And have friends that have faith in you. Faith is very important. And because we're running out of time, I just want to leave you with one quote, my favorite quote in the Bible. And that is the Bible verse about love. And it comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 to 5. You know what it says. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, and all those nice things. So do you know how I evaluate people in my life? You see where the word love is? I put that person's name. So that is how you should choose your best friend. So if you say, for instance, Sandra is my best friend, you know, put her name, replace her name with the word love. So is Sandra patient? Is Sandra kind? Does Sandra not envy? Does she boast? Does she not boast? Is she not proud? You know, is she not dishonest? You know, is she not self-seeking? You know, put that person's name, replace the word love with that person's name, and there you will have. It's just friendships and even relationships when you're trying to find a long life partner. This is what I do. This is a criteria I have used. And
My
that's
best
why
friend has passed.
your best friend has passed.
Yeah, he's over.
See?
Just running it in my head.
There we go. This conversation continues on our social media handles. Please let me know. Do you have a bestie? And how far would you go for your bestie? Would you carry your bestie's child? Would you give them a kidney? Would you give them your eye? If they needed an eye, would you give them your lungs? Shivani is shaking her head no. You can only give them transport money.
Yeah.
That's as far as
And
it
fuel
goes.
money, but
And
not for
fuel
my
money.
kidney.
Stay tuned. You're watching Sunrise at Sea.
That was very.
That was